Greetings, brothers and sisters. What is up? Welcome back to yet another one from us. We're trusting and hoping and believing that all is well with you. Coming to you with news from Ghana. Recently, we saw Burkina Faso and Ghana holding hands to say, let us develop the borderline between Burkina Faso and Ghana. We all know that they are neighbors, and it's so good to see African leaders holding hands and saying, let us work towards the development of our two countries for the benefit of our people. We know that our borders are just borders, lines without, real physical lines on the ground. We have relatives on the other side of the border. They have their relatives on the other side of the border. So why should we continue pretending that we are enemies or pretending that we are strangers of each other? We are one, and we should continue that oneness despite this divide and rule that happened to Africa, which was very unfortunate for African countries because some of us lost our relatives in the other border, and now we need, documentation for us to go and visit our own people who happen to be on the other side of the border. So right now, President Mahama of Ghana seems like he's learning from Burkina Faso, and I've been watching him closely. He's very close with Burkina Faso's Traore, visits now and then, and you can see that this is a leader that is very much watching closely the developments that Traore does. I don't know what is holding Ghana from joining the AES and finally saying, this is it, we are one of you. Democracy comes with a lot of difficulties, honestly. You cannot just decide today we are out of it, because this guy was democratically elected. He has to maintain that for his country. Unfortunate for Ghana. But Ghanaians seem like they do have a good leader in Mahama. And right now what he's saying is that we are seeing a lot of trucks overloading from Ghana to Burkina Faso. But when they get to the border, we are seeing them requiring at least 3 trucks from Burkina Faso, offload one truck which is coming from Ghana overloaded, offload it in the border so that they can be allowed to enter Burkina Faso. Do you know why? Because Burkina Faso has strictly enforced laws that make sure that you do not overload your trucks as you move goods from one area to another. They are making sure that the roads that Captain is trying to build, remember, Captain found like at least 3,000 kilometers worth of road network, and right now he wants to build 5,000 per year. So it's going to be a lot of money that is going to be used, and it's going to be a lot of resources that are going to be used, and that doesn't have to go to waste just by people who cannot comply to rules and laws and regulations of countries. So the Transport Department of Burkina Faso makes sure that you follow the rules, do not overload, make sure that whatever you are carrying can sustain the road for at least a certain period of time so that they don't find themselves building a road this year and next year it's full of potholes. Let us listen to the president of Ghana and I'll come back with my commentary.
Load their trucks and destroy the roads in 3 to 5 years. We've seen new roads that are built, and once these trucks that are overloaded pass on them, within 3 to 5 years the road is finished. Recently, Burkina Faso have implemented a new weight regulation, and so your trailer must not be longer than a certain length, it must not be wider than a certain length. And do you know what is happening? Trucks load from Takrady and from Tema and overload. When they get to Burkina Faso border, they cannot enter because of the regulation the Burkinabes have introduced. So they bring 3 trucks from Burkina Faso and offload 1 truck into 3 trucks before they can enter Burkina Faso. There are trucks in this country that load 120 tons when the maximum load is supposed to be 50 tons. There is no road you can construct that will stand 20 tons per truck. And so I've told the roads minister, and it's going to be announced firmly in the budget, we'll consult the drivers union, the transporters, we must implement weight restrictions so that the roads that we build can last. And so next year we're going to introduce strict weight limitations so that these investments that we're making in our road sector would last for a lifetime. We are not going to waste taxpayers' money repairing these roads only for people who want to make as much money as possible to load 120 tons on a road. and destroy that road within a short time. And so I'm just sending a signal. We're going to engage the stakeholders in the sector in order that we enforce the weight limits for our trucks so that they don't overload and destroy our roads.
You see what happens when a country has a good leader, not corrupt, good governance, everybody else has to comply. In Burkina Faso, you dare not exceed the weight limit on the road because the captain knows what he's doing and how long he wants these roads to serve the country. So if you dare, there's the police, there's the army which is always on the road, just making sure that things are going on well, there's no conflict, there's no violence, there's no terrorists, and there's the people who are always vigilant also to say you cannot mess up whatever we are doing. There's Fasomebo, people themselves are going to the streets and building the roads. Do you think that they can allow somebody who wants a greedy person, businessman, who wants to overload the truck just for his own benefit, use less resources to transport goods, but transport a huge number, a huge load, of goods? That is being greedy and not thinking about everybody else. There's accidents that happen on these roads. Whatever weight you are carrying, just know that the truck itself cannot take it. Mechanical issues come. You find there's a lot of truck accidents on most of our African roads because of overloading. These things lose their brakes and falls onto other vehicles, and it causes a huge damage. People die for no reason just because of somebody else's greed. And these trucks in most African roads are just left by the police to go just because they are being given peanuts, $5. They keep quiet. They tell you, just go. Nobody wants to follow the rules. Corruption is everywhere. Nobody wants to comply to the road safety rules. Hey, you guys. So you find that the taxpayers' money, which is used to build these roads, at the end of the day doesn't even do anything because roads are being damaged each and every day. Like in most African countries, even the contractors that they get to build these roads, those people use up all the money and end up doing shoddy work. Shoddy work. Road construction in Africa is one of the core. And I think that's the reason Captain Ibrahim Traore started with all of that when he started developing his country. Because road network in most of our countries is not as good as, you'd expect it to be with the kind of budgets that you hear them giving out to the Ministry of Roads and Infrastructure Development. There's just a lot that goes on in a country with corrupt leaders because anybody else after the leader is as corrupt as the leader of that country. So Mahama is really following in the footsteps of Ibrahim Traore, and I can see Ghana going very far just with this president, looking inwards and outwards in Burkina Faso, how they're implementing, how they are doing their things. A lot is going to change for Ghana, and good for them. Hopefully one day they will too in the years. It will be good news to, have a country with a coastline to help us get a port, because as it is right now, the road networks that we are building also needs the sea so that we can take our goods and bring in goods as easy as possible and not have people overloading and exceeding the weight limits on our roads. I often say that the colonialists, when they came to build roads in Africa, what they did, they built roads from mining sites to the ports. They never built road networks just to connect villages and I don't know what for your agricultural produce, for you guys to have, good road network to go to hospitals and schools. No, they were mostly concerned with where the mineral wealth is up to the port. So you'll find that it's deep in the villages, going straight to where the ports are, going straight to where the railway is, because that is what they need. Otherwise, you will not find road network to serve the African people. So we are the ones to build these roads for ourselves, and we are the ones to take care of these roads for ourselves, by ourselves, and not looking to somebody else to do it for us. Brothers and sisters, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Please support us by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Also buy us coffee, send us super thanks and super chat. We will appreciate all your support. You can also support us by buying our merchandise. We have all the links in the description box down below. You also have our African shop where you can get anything African, including this kind of hats. We have everything in elegantmasai.com. Everything is there. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.